Boys and girls, Mr. Boyle can't cook. He admits this freely to me, and I've told him I'm going to help him out. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cook a spaghetti bolognese, and in front of me you can see all the ingredients. What I want you to do is to create your own recipe and film it and then send it to Mr. Boyle via your portfolios in Classroom Dojo. He needs all the help he can get, boys and girls. He's useless. He's all about Uber Eats, and we need to help him. Okay, boys and girls, the ingredients that I'm using today, lots of different bits and pieces. The main bit is some mincemeat, very, very important. I like to throw in a bit of pepperoni, okay, I like a bit of the spiciness of pepperoni. I like to put a bit of bacon in. There's lots of veggies. You have to start with an onion. I'll chop that a little bit. Some fresh garlic is always good. I've got some bay leaves in here. Now you can pitch them from the tree just near the grade 5 classrooms. I'll shred a bit of carrot, got to hide some veggies in it for the kids. A bit of chilli, some spring onion, some capsicum, and then I've got some herbs. I've got some spaghetti bolognese herbs in here, a bit of garlic, Italian seasoning, some black pepper. I have some beef stock, some olive oil. I have a tomato sauce, a little bit of tomato paste. I like to add the richness of that. A bit of mustard, bit of a secret ingredient, always helps with a bit of pasta sauce. Guy Grossi from Grossi Florentino in the city, one of Melbourne's great restaurants. He suggests doing it this way. And then a bit of red wine. Red wine, very important. And this one, courtesy of one of our families at school too. Okay, Mr. Boyle, we've chopped all the veggies up. So we've got our spring onion, we've got our capsicum, our garlic and our onion. So that's 1 cup, also that's 1 onion and about a third of a small head of garlic. That's half a capsicum, 1/3 of spring onion. That's about half a big carrot. This is about 4 slices of bacon. And this is about half a stick of pepperoni. Now this is 500 grams of mincemeat, and I've put all the seasoning through that already. And I've got 1 whole red chilli, and I've got 4 dried bay leaves. So that's ready to go, and all the other ingredients are over there. So in a moment we're going to take you to the actual cooktop. I'm going to show you how it's done. Boys and girls, a quick reminder that whenever you're doing things like this, you need to make sure that you're careful with knives. We don't want anybody injuring themselves, so ask mum and dad permission. And of course, if you're going to use red wine like I'm going to, you have to ask mum and dad for their permission. Okay, boys and girls, I'm starting with a little bit of olive oil just to get the bottom of the pot lubricated and a bit of flavour as well. And I'm going to chuck in my bacon. That's next. And the pot's really hot. You've got to be very careful. You can hear the sizzle straight away. So I've got my bacon in there. And give that a chance to sizzle away. Not too much. Good non-stick pan, very helpful. And let it sizzle away and brown off a little bit. And then, in a minute, I'm going to add my onions, so my pepperoni and then my onions. So I want to get those, I want to get the meats, the secondary meats started quickly. Just to give them a bit of caramelisation, as I like to say in MasterChef. I'm giving that a chance to cook a little bit. You can hear it bubbling away or sizzling away. So the pepperoni, in it goes. Now the pepperoni will give off its own fats, its own oils, and it actually adds a really nice flavour to the whole dish. Give that a chance to just cook off, and you can hear the pan's already, even though it's really high flame, because there's lots of stuff going in there, it brings down the heat a little bit, so you've got to give it a chance. Alright, now I'm going to add my capsicum, my onion and my garlic. So here goes the capsicum. Give that a quick stir around. My onion and my garlic, in it goes. And right now I'm going to give it a nice big swoosh of olive oil again. because there's probably not enough in at the moment. So it'll sizzle up a bit, and the onions and the garlic will particularly like this. You'll hear it in a second. A bit of a close-up of the onion, capsicum, garlic, bacon, pepperoni and olive oil. A little heat glove, so it's very important. And so now we want the onions to become nice and soft, along with the capsicum. And we're just sort of getting all the flavours mixed up together at the moment. Let's get it on. Give that a moment. Alright, now most of that's cooked off quite well. It's ready to go, but we still need to brown the mince. So the mince goes in next. There's a big chunk of mince. But what I like to do is I like to break it down. So I use my wooden spoon and I basically pummel it into little tiny pieces, breaking up the edge of it. And once I've given it a bit of a knock around, then I start to mix it into all the other bits and pieces that are already there. Now the trick here, Mr. Boyle, is to make sure that you don't overcook the meat right now. You can cook it till there's no pink left in it whatsoever, but don't forget it's still got a couple of, probably a good hour to go after this. We're going to leave it sitting on the stovetop for quite a while. So you just stir it around, you break the meat down, and most of it will just break up all by itself over the next couple of hours, but I just like to take out the really big chunks and make sure as much of it's got a bit of a brown coating as possible. And then we get stuck into all the other bits and pieces that are going to go in. Okay, so now I'm going to add about 1/3 of a bottle of red wine. So just pour it in. Give it a good go. Lovely. Give it a stir. Now what's happening here is it's bubbling. You can't really see, but it's bubbling up really quickly. Now that red wine won't last, and all the alcohol content will cook away. So it won't be alcoholic, but it'll have a bit of flavour. Adult grapefruit juice, adult grape juice is what I'm talking about. Now we want that red wine to virtually sweat away right now, so there's not much of it left. We call it reducing, reduction. Lots of maths in cooking. We've already been talking about thirds and quarters and halves and wholes, multiples of different numbers. So the red wine, 1/3 of 750 mils, so about 250 mils, which is just over 1 cup in the old terms. Okay, now that red wine is virtually gone now, so now I'm going to add the beef stock. So here's one that I've already prepared, it's quite rich. And that's about 500 ml, 2 cups. And you can't really hear it too much because there's a lot of liquid in here. And at this point in time, I'm actually going to turn it right down. I'm putting it on a really low flame right now. I don't want this to bubble away very quickly. So now it's on a very, very low flame. It is there, but you can't see too much of it. So now I'm going to add in all the other bits and pieces, all my other flavours. And in a second you'll be able to see the sauce starting to take shape. So I'm going to toss in the carrot. That can all go in. Bit of fibre and vitamins in there. I'll give that a stir, and pretty soon you won't even know the carrot's in there. It just takes the shape and the colour of the sauce. Just mix that in a little bit. And now some of the fun bits. Alright. I like my black pepper, so that's going to get a good crack at that. And now generally we'll put a bit of tomato paste in. So 2 big spoonfuls. That's all do the trick, which is roughly what I've got left in this container. I might use the rest of it. Waste not, want not. There we go. Give that a bit of a stir as well. Probably a bit low at the moment. Need to have it a bit higher as it cooks together. Just turn that flame back up a fraction. Now it's starting to get its red colour, that red bolognese colour that we love. Of course, they don't call it bolognese in Bologna, which is where this recipe comes from. They call it ragu. And if you tell them it's bolognese, or you ask for a bolognese in Bologna, they don't like it. They get a bit stroppy with you over there. So you best ask for ragu, and they will use generally a mixture of pork and beef. So that's why I've thrown the bacon in. I've gone with beef mince, but throwing a bit of bacon in there for that pork flavour as well, and you know, everything tastes better with bacon. So, and now I'll toss in the actual tomato sauce. Oops, that's sloppy, but in it goes. Get it all in there. And give that a good stir. And I'm pretty happy with where that's at the moment. Just bringing that all together. Time for some mustard. Now give it a good whack of mustard, but you don't want to go too hard. And I'll give that a mix through as well. You've got to break the mustard into the sauce. My kids don't generally like mustard, but they don't know what's even in here. It just adds a nice little kick. Now they know what's in here, because my son's filming this for me. Master cameraman that he is. And a couple more things. Bay leaves. I've got 4 dried bay leaves, they can drop in there. And my big red chilli, I'm just going to drop it in whole. It will fall apart over the course of cooking, but it won't be quite so spicy. I'm doing it this way. If I chopped it up and put all the seeds exposed, it'd be a bit hotter. And whilst young Alex likes his spicy food, my daughter Zoe's not so keen. So we don't get too carried away, but that's not a bad start anyway. Right, whilst the pasta's draining, my bolognese is just about ready. I'm just going to add that spring onion into the mix and let that wilt down at the very, very end. You don't want to go too early, otherwise you'll lose a little bit. So now I'll give it a bit of a quick stir. It's still a bit runny because I like to keep a bit of moisture in it because there'll be leftovers. And I want to heat that up again a little bit later on, but it's very, very ready to go right now. So maybe I might show you a little bit of a quick look inside in the pot. As I give it a quick stir, you can see what's going on in there, hey? Hopefully that looks pretty good. Okay, and now we're ready to serve it up. So it's off the heat, and now I've got my slotted spoon. I like a slotted spoon to keep the moisture in the next batch, and all I just need to do is just gently drizzle it over the top. Voila, ready to go. Spaghetti bolognese with bacon and pepperoni.